So, today we will do another experiment. Okay, another two experiment we will do. So, is my voice is audible? Students, my voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So, experiment number 3, that is simulation of step response and impulse response for type 0, type 1, and type 2 systems with unity feedback using MATLAB. Okay, using MATLAB. See one thing. Just want to share one line that regarding your control system manual. Regarding your control system manual, will share you with experiment number 1, experiment number 2, and experiment number 3 we are doing today. Okay, so that whatever we have completed, we'll share it. And you please purchase that is a lab file. You purchase a lab file from the market. Okay, and you start writing on that particular lab file. Okay, so whenever the government will give the permission to provide you, we will call you, and then you can submit and sign the lab files. Okay, clear? Now, simulation of state response and impulse response for type 0, type 1, and type 2 system with unity feedback using MATLAB. Now, what is basically type 0 system? What is type 0 system? So we know in type 0 system, number of poles present at origin is 0. That is, number of poles present at the origin is 0. That means, considering an example, so first one is 1 for type 0 with unity negative feedback. Type 0 with unity negative feedback. Now see, let an example of type 0, that is 1 by s plus 1. Here 1 by s plus 1. So here we are giving a comparator, and then we have the output CS and the input is RS. So this is a type 0 system. Why is type 0 system? So this is taking GS as 1 by s plus 1. Okay, 1 by s plus 1 by s plus 1. That means the pole location is present at s equals to -1. If we simply take the pole 0 graph, if you simply take the pole 0 graph, you can see say this position is -1. Here we are having a pole, and you can see this is a cross sign. Cross sign represents the poles. Okay. So at k is equals to -1, we are having only one single pole is there. There is no particular zero is present. Now this is in the forward function, and here as per the question with unity feedback. So unity feedback basically in all 95% application in the industries we are basically using the negative feedback, right? So and negative feedback is basically utilized to minimize the error. Okay, minimize the error. So this negative feedback, and as there is no value, this is 1. Okay, so you need the step response as well as impulse response. Okay, so step response means you can give the input RT equals to UT for step response. For step response, the input is RT equals to UT, or if you take the Laplace, if you take the Laplace of RT, it will become Laplace of UT, or Laplace of RT becomes RS is equals to 1 by S. That means this 1 by S we are basically applying here. And if we apply 1 by S, that means you see CS by RS, basically CS by RS, if you eliminate the negative feedback as per the formula, what we do? Formula is for negative feedback GS by 1 plus GS HS. This one is positive due to feedback is negative. So this will be GS is your 1 by S plus 1, 1 by S plus 1, and this one 1 plus 1 by S plus 1 into what is the GS? Your GS, sorry, your HS equals to 1. So into 1. So if you calculate this, you will get S plus 1, S plus 1 plus 1, so S plus 2, and S plus 2, S plus 1 cancel out. So 1 by S plus 2. That means simply if you come this, your CS will be 1 by S plus 1 into RS. Here. So this one will be 1 by S plus 2 into, now RS is your what? 1 by S. Now you have to take the calculation. So what are the calculation? Say just to split it, 1 by S minus S plus 2, 1. So it will be S plus 2 minus S. So S is cancelled out. 2 will be there. So here you take only half. Now you see, if you calculate this thing, is it visible now? Yes, this is visible. So S plus. So you see that if you find out this will be coming like this. So ultimately, for this step, for input is step function, your CS becomes half of 1 by S minus 1 by S plus 2. So if you take the inverse Laplace, this thing we have already did in time domain analysis. Okay, just for recap purpose, I am telling you inverse Laplace. If it is inverse Laplace, then it will become CT will become to, this is half will become half. So this will become ut, or you can easily say ut means 1 minus e to the power minus 2t. Here, so you see this is half. So half means is nothing but 0.5. So 0.5 into 1 minus e to the power minus 2t. This is the ultimate equation of CT, on which you will get a curve. If you put all these values of t here, you will see that I'm using this. You see CT for the unit step, it is 0.5 1 minus e to the power minus 2. Okay, minus 2. So that means steady state value CSST. This is nothing but steady state value of output. Steady state value of output. So this one will be limit t tends to infinity 0.5 1 minus e to the power minus 2t. If you put this value, if you put t tends to infinity here, in this case, then it will become 1 by e to the power infinity. So it becomes 0. So 1 by e to the power infinity becomes 0. So it will become 0.5. This is for step input. Results for step input. This will become CT is 0.5. And for impulse, what you know that Laplace transform of unit impulse is 1, and here RT equals to delta as per the question. So R is equals to Laplace transform of delta is equals to 1. That is the ultimate equation that we have obtained. CS by R, CS equals to CS by RS equals to 1 by S plus 2, or CS equals to 1 by S plus 2 into RS. So this is nothing but 1 by S plus 2 into 1 here. So or CS equals to 1 by S plus 2. And from here, if you take the inverse Laplace of both sides, it will become CT will be equal to Laplace inverse of CS will be equal to Laplace inverse of 1 by S plus 2, which will become e to the power minus 2. Okay, this will become e to the power minus 2. That is, now what is the steady state value? CSST. CSST represents the SS means steady state. So steady state steady state value, this represents limit t tends to infinity e to the power minus 2t. This becomes 0. Clear? So final value become 0. Now if you draw a graph, if you draw graph with taking this equation, as well as this equation. So can I erase this? Can I erase this portion? Please respond, students.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So step response. Okay. Now this is for CT time domain. Now see, if you see this graph for t equals to 0, if I put t equals to 0, that means this is 0. T equals to 0. If we put t equals to 0 here, so e to the power minus 2t becomes 1. So 1 minus 1 become 0. 0 into 0.5 is 0. So the initial value, in the first value will be 0. And the final value, as we obtain the steady state output, it is become 0.5, as you given here t tends to infinity, so it is become 0.5. So let a value, this value is 0.5. Okay, so this value. Now, if you put all those intermediate values from t equals to 0 to infinity, okay, because there is a certain time also there, infinity, you will get the exponential curve. This kind of curve you will get. There, this kind of graph you get. That is Ct equals to 0.5, 1 minus e to the power minus 2t. Okay, this kind of curve you will get, and this is the steady state value. This is 0.5. Continuous. Okay, over here. And if I go for this, the impulse response, CT, I'm writing here, and this is time domain, and I'm writing impulse response. Impulse response. Now you see, if you put the initial first value, that t equals to 0, this equation. If you put t is 0, so 1 by e to the power 0, it becomes 1. So the first value will become 1. Clear? And if you put after, then if you put 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, everything, you get an exponential decaying curve. And after that, for t tends to infinity, put infinity value becomes 0. This curve will be like this. This curve will be like this. This is the curve of Ct equals to e to the power minus 2t. Okay, so this kind of curve you will get. So this kind of curve can be applicable for a stored capacitor. The capacitor is charged, then the supply is on off, supply is off, and remaining current has been utilized from the stored battery or the stored storage, the capacitor. Okay, capacitor. So you will get this kind of curve. Okay. Achha. Now we'll write the programming. Okay. Have you written all those things in your FS copy? Students, have you written? Now we'll write down the program. So I am using this one. Now we will use the MATLAB. I'll write down the version later. Now you can go to the MATLAB M file. You can go to the MATLAB M file, then new to write down the program. So first we write here all so that there should not be any storage value should be there. Here all. Then this one. Say n1 equals to 1. Okay. d1 equals to what will be d1? d1 will be 1 is 1. 1 is 1. Okay. Then g1. Say suppose this is g1. So the command is transfer function here n1 comma d1. Now you take the feedback. Suppose the feedback is I'm writing here g1f overall. Okay, this is g1f. So g1f will be equals to feedback g1 comma 1 comma minus 1. Why? Because this feedback is 1 unit feedback, so this is 1 and it is a negative feedback, so I am using here a negative value. Okay, now we need the step response as well as impulse response. Okay, so then you write subplot subplot two comma 1 comma 1. Why I written 2 comma 1 comma 1? Subplot is a command. Subplot is a command where you are using the subplot. These two represents two windows in a single sheet. Window 1, window 2. Okay, so two rows are there. So two rows, 1 and 2. This one represents is one column. Okay, single column is there. This one represents the column, and the next one represents diagram number 1. This one represents diagram number 1. Then you give step G1F. Okay. Then you give title 1 semicolon. Step response. So this title will be shown. And then again subplot 2, comma 1. These two represents again two graphs. This one represents one column, single column. Next will come as 2. These two represents picture number 2, second picture. Okay. Then you write impulse. Impulse G1F. Okay. Impulse response of this G1F, and then give a title impulse response. Impulse response. Okay. So this is the programming. So now we do the program in MATLAB. Okay. Just a minute. Students, am I audible to you?
Yes, audible, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay. So let me try. I don't know whether it is possible or not to show you the to share the screen. Let me see. Please go ahead. The screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir. Visual.
Okay. Are you showing the MATLAB screen? So this is the software that is MATLAB 2019B. Okay, 2019B. And just for showing you, I just try. Now see, is the window is visible to you? There is editor unlimited, untitled.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So uh, now you see, we will write the program. clear all, then n1 equals to 1, d1 equals to 1 space 1. Student, just a minute. So d1 equals to third bracket 1 space 1. Then g1 equals to tf in bracket n1 comma d1. Okay. This g1 equals to tf n1 comma d1 will give the transfer function 1 by s plus 1. And then g1f equals to feedback g1 comma 1 comma minus 1. Okay, then we'll go for subplot. subplot subplot 2 comma 1 comma 1. Then you write step g1f. Okay, g1f. Then title step response. Okay, and again you will go for subplot. This one will be 2. Okay, I've written 1. This will be 2. Achha. Next 2 comma 1 comma 2. Then step, sorry, impulse. It will be impulse. Impulse of G1F. Okay, and then title, give a colon, impulse response. Now you have to run the program. Okay, before running we should check it clear all. n equals to 1, d1 1 1, g1 tf n1 comma d1. This is for feedback. Feedback g1 comma 1 comma minus 1. Subplot 2 comma 1 comma 1. Step of g1f. Title step response. Subplot 2 comma 1 comma 2. Then impulse g1f. Title impulse response. So we'll select all the lines. Okay, and then there is a run option is here. You can see there's a run option. Okay, so I'll click on run. After then it will say for to save the program. So I've written the name, file name as xpen3 and save. So now I'll just click on run. Just a minute, students. If we run the program, this is already run. N1 equals to 1, D1 equals to 1. You can see in the bottom portion, and the graph is coming now. Now see, is it visible to you, the graphs?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you all for little cooperation, because actually we have in our lab, it is R 2009 software, but 3 days, 1 week before, I have downloaded the latest version, R 2019B. So which is some different is there, okay, regarding the positions and regarding the type, and some more equipment for simulation has been added in this software. So, are you see that after this programming, when you have saved the program, so save and run the program, you'll see that you see the bottom portion, that n1 equals to 1 is coming, then d1 equals to 1 is coming, as you have seen on the last day. Then g1, you please see, it is 1 by s plus 1, right? And then it is a continuous time transfer function. Then g1f is coming as 1 by s plus 2, and this is the continuous time transfer function. This is the feedback total overall function we are taking. Okay. After then, this function, that is subplot 2 comma 1 comma 1. For this, we are getting the diagram, that is this. Okay, this is this. So you see, we are getting this step response. Okay, we are getting this step response and impulse response. Now, if I click here, I don't know what it is. Yes, now it is working. Now, if I click here, now you see the initial value is 0. Okay, as we have seen in our exercise book, that for step response, as ct equals to 0.5 into 1 minus e to the power minus 2t. So we could find that initial amplitude will be 0, and it is gradually increasing exponentially, and after then it become the steady state value is 0.5. Okay, so this is the step response, and you see that impulse response, we have the initial value is 1, and you can see that initial value is 1. So this is charging value is there, and then it is discharging. So from 1, it is going like this, and after then you will see it is at least 0. So from here, some values you have to note down. Okay, so for step response, if I right click on this and then we go to the characteristics, if I click on rise time, you will get the rise time from 10% to 90% of the statistical value. So if you keep your pointer here,
you will get the rise time 1.1 second. So please note down rise time is 1.1 second. Okay, and then yeah, again go to the characteristics, go to the settling. So you will get the settling time as 1.96 seconds. Okay, 1.96 seconds. And if I click on the steady state, if you click on the steady state, this will be like this. So it is 0.5, as we have already discussed theoretically. Okay, it is 0.5. And in this case, you will get only peak response is 1 and settling time. No steady state value will be coming because it is discharging. Okay, settling value is coming as 1.96 seconds. So these are all this response. So you can take a snapshot of this. Okay, so this is the response you will get. Understand? So now we'll move on to the next. So for first case, I'm showing it to you with all documentation. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next. I'm stop my sharing. Now we'll move on to the case number 2, that is type 1 system. Okay, case 1, type 1 system, and then we'll show you.
So students, is this process is good for you, by which we have discussed? Am I audible to you, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Now case 2 will do. I will not show you the derivative here. You show you that script in here, because this thing I have already discussed in your previous classes. Please see your class recordings. Type 2 system is, so type 1 is type 1 pole at origin. One pole at origin. That means let the system be 1 by s into s plus 1. Let the system be 1 by s plus 1, or if I do not take this thing, take it as 1 by s. Okay, this thing you cannot take, because this is, if you take this one, this is only single pole is there. If you take 1 by s into s plus 1, here also one pole is present at the origin, another pole is present at s equals to minus 1, s equals to 0. So one pole is present at the origin. So let me take an example. Say this 1 by s. This is a type 1 system. RS CS, take a negative feedback, this one. Okay, so I'm taking this for the calculation. So similarly, you will see this is 1 by x. So we'll write down the program. Here on n1 equals to 1, d1 equals to 1 space 0. Why is 1 space 0? Because you see this is, you can write 1 into h to the power 0, and this is 1 into h to the power 1 plus 0 into h to the power 0. That's why the coefficients 1, 0. I'm writing here g1 equals to tf a1 comma d1. Similarly, g1f equals to feedback g1 comma 1 comma minus 1. Then subplot 2 comma 1 comma 1 step of g1f title step response. Then subplot 2 comma 1 comma 2. Then impulse 2 comma impulse g1f. Then title impulse response. Okay. So n1 equals 0, d1 equals to 0. So d1 equals to 1 space 0, g1 equals to tf n1 comma d1, g1f equals to feedback g1 comma 1 comma minus 1, subplot 2 comma 1 comma 1, then step g1f, title step response, then subplot again 2 comma 1 comma 2, impulse of g1f, title impulse response. So let me see.
Students, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Let me share my screen. Now, in this program, we can edit also. Okay. Here on n1 equals to 1, d1 equals to 1. This will become 0. And then g1 equals to tf n1 comma d1, g1f feedback g1 comma 1 comma minus 1, subplot 2 comma 1 comma 1, step g1f, title step response, subplot 2 comma 1 comma 2, impulse g1f, then title impulse response. Now you have to, whenever you change the data, you have to save it. So you have saved. Now you have to run the program. You have to select all the lines and you can click on run. When you click on the run, this run option, you will get the entire program will execute in the bottom space. Okay, so I'm clicking on run. Again, so you see we have n1 equals to 1, d1 equals to 1 space 0. So your g1 is coming as 1 by s. So as what we data we have taken 1 by s, it is coming the continuous time transfer function. Then g1f equals to 1 by s plus 1 with eliminating the feedback. Then it is a continuous time transfer function, and the diagram is coming here. Again, the same kind of diagram for the transfer function. Okay. If you see it, this is the step response. Now you see the overall function is become 1 by s plus 1. So when it become 1 by s plus 1 and 1 by s plus 1 into 1 by s for the step, the function will be coming as 1 into 1 minus e to the power minus t. That's why the peak value is coming as 1, or steady state value here is coming as 1 instead of 0.5. See, this value is coming as 1 now, because initially in the last case it was is 1 by s plus 2. So 1 by s plus 2 into 1 by s. After splitting, you are getting 0.5 into 1 minus e to the power minus 2t. But here is coming overall is 1 by s plus 1. Keep in mind 1 by s plus 1 into 1 by s. So it is coming 1 by s minus 1 by s plus 1, and ultimately 1 into 1 minus e to the power minus t. So the peak value is coming as 1. That is steady state value. And if you click on the right, so rise time will be if you click 2.2 seconds. Okay, settling time is your 3.91 seconds. Okay, and this is the steady state value. And the impulse response, you will get only the peak response is 1, and settling time is, you see, it is 3.91 seconds. So this is all about your case number 2. Okay. You can take the screenshot of this for pasting in your exercise book. Okay. So I'm stop sharing.
Again, students, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you. Now we'll go for the last one, that is case 3. Case 2 and case 3. It is time process. So let our example, that is GS equals to 1 by s square. This is the time system. Or in the previous one, we have used 1 by s. We have not taken another whole value. Let this time we will take a whole value. Say s plus 1. Okay. So that means we have two poles at the origin, and another pole is present at s equals to -1. Clear? So the diagram will be like this. This is a comparator. The input is RS. This is CS. And with the unity feedback as per the problem. So as per the problem, the unity feedback, the value is 1. So you see GS is equals to, or nothing but G1. Okay. So you have taken this one as G1 1 by S square into S plus 1. This one will be equals to 1 by S cube plus S square. So you can write this like this: 1 into S to the power 0, 1 into S cube plus 1 into S square plus 0 into S to the power 1 plus 0 into S to the power 0. So you have to put the coefficients, right? So 1 into S to the power 0 by 1 into S cube plus 1 into S square plus 0 into S to the power 1 plus 0 into S to the power 0. Now you can change the program. So N1 and D1 you can just edit. Achha, the MATLAB version is R2019B. Okay. Version is R2019B. So N1 equals to 1 and D1 will be 1 space 1 space 0 space 0. 1 space 1 space 0 space 0. Remaining part will be same.
Now, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm sharing my screen again. So you see, you can edit this program. N1 equals to 1 and D1 equals to 1 space 1 space 0 space 0. Okay. Now, one confusion can arise in your mind that, sir, the data is stored. No, data is not stored. Why? Because when we are starting with the program, in the first line I have written here all. So whatever the data is stored in this name, unit untitled 2, all data will be erased, previous data will be erased. Okay, so just you change this thing and remaining part will be same. So I will save it, the save option, so it will save it, and now you have to run. Another line I can show you that is grid on. You can also utilize grid on. Grid on this, in the graph paper there are so many lines at the end in equal distance. So if you want to visit that lines also, it is also possible. Okay, just you write here upper title grid on. Okay, here also I'm writing here grid on, and now again I will save, and now I will select all the program and I have to run it. Now see, this is running, and you will get a diagram. Let me first see the programming. You see, in the top, in the bottom portion, you see n1 equals to 1, then d1 equals to 1 1 0 0, g1 equals to 1 by s cube plus s square, as we have already seen in the board. This is a continuous time transfer function. Then g1f equals to 1 by s cube plus s square plus 1. And after then we have the diagram is come out. The diagram is like this. Now this diagram, you see, this is basically coming as an unstable system. Okay, this is basically coming as unstable because you see, for both step response and impulse response, you see you will not get any this. I'm showing you steady state. So if you click in, it is showing the final value is infinite. Okay, the final value is coming infinite. So why is that? That there is a phenomena that when you increase the number of pole in the denominator, or if you increase the number of poles, open loop poles, that is in the origin, that is if you increase the type 0, type 1, type 3, type 4, type 6. So when you increase in number, the system goes towards instability. Because you see, in the first case, you will get rise time and settling time is quite lesser compared to the rise time and settling time you got in case number 2. And here you see if I click here, the rise time, see, rise time is also not applicable. That is infinite. Okay, not available. Similarly, impulse response also, if you go to the in this case, if you go for the settling time, you see there is no particular settling time is coming here. It is going on. Okay, so the thing is that the value becomes a 0, the infinite. Okay, here it starts from 0, but alternate value is infinite. So this is all about experiment number 3, and the what is the conclusion we got? That is, when you increasing in order of the system or increasing the type of the system goes towards instability. Okay, here system is not stable. See, from this experiment, system not become stable. Okay. So I'm stop sharing my screen. So hope you have understood this lab. Student, I think you have understood this lab, experiment number 3.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. So thank you all for your cooperation. Okay, so now in this situation, we are doing this lab virtually, but whatever we are trying for your best. Okay, so I'm stop my recording.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay, okay.